And we are live here. Not really sure for the replay crew. Not sure if you've been watching all these wars going on YouTube about water changing, whether or not to do it or not. And a bunch of baloney going on. Lots of people trying to make their point, and both camps have their own type of fish keeping. We got the cichlid guys that they have to do water changes all the time, and they just can't get around it because they can't keep a lot of plants in their tanks. And then there's the more natural guys that have a lot of plants in their tanks, and they can get away without doing a water change, or maybe doing just very little at one time. And hello, Deb, and hello, Craig. Hi, Sandy. How's everybody doing tonight? I was just chatting to the replay crew a moment ago. I'm pretty sure you've been watching all these people arguing about whether or not to do a water change. I mean, we got one side that they want to change the water all the time, and the other side, you don't never have to change the water. I'm not sure how you guys feel about it all. I have fish in my fish room here where some tanks I have to water change every week, and then I got some tanks with a lot of plants and my shrimp and whatnot, and I just top it off every once in a while. Hey there, Jimmy. Nobody asked me what I thought, huh? That's all right. Yeah, I know. I just been watching all this civil war going on here, and I figured I'd get on here and talk about it because it's kind of you either got to be on one side or you got to be on the other. But here in my fish room, I got tanks that like I said, I have to water change them on some of the tanks, and some of the tanks I just top them off when they evaporate. Because some have a lot of plants and moss and whatnot, and then the cichlid tanks, of course, they'll eat all the plants up. And simple fact of the matter. I mean, I don't know why they can't just get along. They just don't get along. You either got to be on your 50% every week, or some people even do it every day. I mean, me, when I change my water in this tank and the tanks around here, I'm lucky to get maybe 20% water changing on these tanks a week, on the ones that I do water change on. Like I say, my shrimp tanks and some of these other ones that I got a lot of plants in and small fish, I mean, I'll just top that off, maybe do a 10% water change once in a while. Hey, Dusty, how you doing? Welcome. Yeah, that's right, Debs. Depends on the tank size, how many fish, plants, substrate. That's right, they're all different. And that's why I can't understand why they just keep going at each other's throats like this. I mean, I've noticed on the forums too. I mean, if you ever want to see a knockdown, drag out fight in the comments, it always has to do with water changes. How much, the percentage, are you going to vacuum with the gravel, or are you just going to take that out of the water column? I've seen fights going on about this for decades going on. I just find it kind of comical a little bit. I mean, I hate to see people at each other's throats, but I just had to get on here and talk about this a little bit because it's just driving me absolutely batty. I mean, you see these guys on there. You got KG Tropicals. We got, Father Fish. You got Lucas Bretts. You got Caveman Aquatics. All of them guys are just going back and forth at each other, and it's like, wow. Who's this here? TJ. Civil War? Nope. think I got to read this. I have bifocals, guys, so I'm not looking down my nose at you. I just can't read it until I get up close here. Civil War, no problem with stupid people. If they think they are the smartest person in the room. KG said at the start of his video that this is going to stir things up. Now he's crying. Yeah, that's, why can't they just let people make their own videos? And they always just gotta jump on and they think they're saving the whole world by saying, this person said something and it's wrong, so don't do that. Do what I say because what I say is right. I think it's just nuts. They just wanna be the biggest guy on YouTube, yelling the loudest. I know I'm probably yelling loud right now, but I'm just kind of, that's the way I talk. So, as you get to know, tank needs a water. Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right. I mean, I used to test my water back in the early days. I could sometimes do it on a daily basis. And now I can go on, I can look at my tank and I can see it, and I can tell if something's up with it. And I may not even test it again. Maybe I'll just, if I see something, I can tell that this tank needs a water change or this tank needs some type of attention. And that comes with experience. But I'm not going to tell anybody, change your water every day or change your water every week no matter what, because that's not right either. I think like you say, Deb, every tank's different and you just got to play it by ear. I mean, I got down here, I don't know how many tanks I got down here right now. It's about 20 going down here right now, and they're all, some of them are the same, some of them are different. Watching grown men argue makes me laugh. Yeah, that's right. Well, they're trying to make a splash in the world. The big channels, and they make money on here and stuff, and that's understandable. I mean, who wouldn't want to? I wouldn't mind making some money on here someday, some year maybe. It probably never will happen, but that's just how it goes. Yep. I mean, I go on here and when I'm watching a video, I go on there to watch the enjoyment of it. I mean, I watched the Father Fish video about no water changes. It doesn't mean you have to agree with every single thing about it. I mean, he does the natural dirted tanks, and I'm actually thinking about trying one of those sometime. I got quite a few empty tanks down here, and I was gonna do that, but and try and get it well planted and try to, I don't want to go with no filter. I'm at least going to have a sponge filter going. And, my cichlid tanks, I usually keep a hang-on bat going along with some sponges. It's just got to have some flow in it. And it's just ridiculous when you got such a beautiful hobby and so many great people in this community, and they got to fight about it. They take something that's enjoyable, something that gives people some solace from this world, a place to retreat to and enjoy yourself, and then they want to just get at your throat all the time. It was their issues. You're right. You're right. It is their issues, but it is their issues, and I mean, I have no problem with it, but I just felt that I'd like to talk about it a little bit. I don't know if you guys want to talk. If you don't want to talk about it, we can talk about something else. I just have water changes. I got to get some new glasses, you guys. I can barely see this. Of course, it's on my phone though too. Yep, whenever. I agree, Jimmy. For a long time, for a lot of years, it was every Thursday. Every Thursday, every single tank in the house, no matter what. I could be sicker than a dog. I force myself to get up and do every single tank every week. And now I do it, you know, the tanks that I do I have to top it off at least once a week. So I get some fresh water in it and I dechlorinate it. But I don't, I'm not on any set schedule anymore. Life's too short for a set schedule. I mean, really. Yep. I guess I don't have a whole lot to talk about really, other than, I just want that conversation they were having back and forth. But what I'll do is I'll take you around and I'll show you some tanks if that's all right. And I can explain some of the tanks and how I do it. I mean, not that it matters. Everybody does everything differently. Let me go ahead and do that. Take this off the tripod here. Come out. Okay, and 1 second here. Okay, back camera. Nope. Back camera. All right, I'm going to take you over to the six. Turn the camera back on. Actually, it may help. This is probably one of the newest tanks that I got set up in here. And you can see there's no substrate yet, but I do plan on putting some in there. I got some sponge filters in there. I got some plants hanging up here, some pouring wort and whatnot. Now this tank I did test about a week ago, and there's a little bit of nitrate in there. There's no ammonia, no nitrite. The only thing I got in this tank is a few snails and a shrimp, and I think there's a scud that made its way in there too, but it's just to get this tank up and running, 65 gallons, 3 feet wide, 2 feet tall, and 18 inches wide. Got a little bit of Java moss behind each one of these filters. That's where it ended up at. Nothing really spectacular to look at. Down here in this cloudy tank, it's a 20-gallon high. This is where I got the dwarf crayfish and some blue dream shrimp. And they're all getting along good in there. Now this tank's been cloudy now for about a week. And I cleaned the sponge filter out in tank water. And now this tank here, I may do a little bit of a water change, but everybody in there is eating real well, and the shrimp are doing good. A lot of the times when you get a cloudy tank like this, just let it go, and it will clear up on its own generally. Jimmy says, my wife pops on a schedule. Oh boy, she's going to kill me. Yeah, the dual sponges I like the best because they're so much easier to clean. With these, in this tank here is my little pistol tank. I got some black mollies in there swimming around. Yeah, they just real easy to pull out and clean up, squeeze them out, place them back in. Yeah, this little tank here, I probably give it a little bit of about maybe 10% water change every week. Everybody's kind of freaked out with my phone here, but mystery snail tank. Now this tank here, I do give a good 25% a week. It's got, quite a bit of moss in there, and it's got this great big bunch of pearlweed up here. But these guys eat a lot of food and they produce a lot of waste, so I will take the water down to about here every week or every other week. 29 down here, about the same. Lots of plecos in this tank. Now that moss right there was a huge billowy piece, and then it floated up here. So it's growing. Got the one sponge filter in this tank, and you can see everybody's kind of lively and they're happy. Everybody eats like a pig in here. So we're here to the 55. Of course, this tank here is always doing good. I should knock on wood, but you know, that's the thing about it. With the experience, I hear people talking about, oh, my fish got this disease and that disease and the other disease, and I just haven't had that. I don't know if I'm just leading the charm life or what, but I just take care of the fish the way I've always done it, and I know diseases do come on plants and fish and everything if you're not careful and whatnot, but I guess I've been pretty lucky so far with everything I've chosen. My little guy down here is yelling at me. Klondike, hey, you're on the camera here, boy. Hey, what you doing? There's my little son, I call him. And this right here, I got just scuds in this tank and a few snails. I just topped this one off. It's almost due for a top off. I let it get down to about here, then I'll top it off with fresh water and dechlorinated, of course. And the same thing with this 10-gallon over here. Now this tank over here, that's got so much cornwood in there that I can guarantee you, I mean, I probably should do it sometime, do a live test. But I can almost guarantee that the nitrate level in this is probably less than 10 parts per million. Because I don't feed these guys a whole lot. I give them a little bit of food, enough to keep the colony growing. But this water is clear, and these shrimp in here are very healthy. And to this day, even though I've only had shrimp since last August, I have never found a dead shrimp at the bottom of any of these tanks yet. Not a one. Now, if one passes away and the rest of the colony eats it before I get to it, that's one thing, but I've never seen that. And that's not bragging, that's just telling it how it is. And of course, here's one of the tanks that I'd mentioned. Now, this is a tank that I have to water change quite a bit. This is 75 gallon. It's got a lot of red zebras in it. I do love these fish, but I'm trying to migrate a little bit away from the Africans right now. And because I'd like to try some other breeding projects, but I do love these fish. And the dragon bloods are really nice. Got lots of algae in this tank. I do the water change, but it still happens. We got lots of holding females in this tank. I haven't been pulling the females lately because if I did, all my tanks would be filled up with their fry, and you know, I just can't do that. I'm not equipped for that many. Hospital tank here. Most everything that's in here are Malaysian trumpet snails. I threw an algae wafer in there, and look at all that. Moss is growing good in there. A couple of the empty tanks. Got some projects coming down the road for these pretty soon, hopefully. Now that I got my power bar up here and I got it attached so it's not going anywhere. Set these two up, and then down this way I got room on this stand here. I can put another 20 long or maybe a couple 10s here, I think. I'd probably put two 10s if I wanted to, which I have two 10s that are empty I do need to get an algae scraper though, because these tanks got some algae on the front of the glass. I had a Chinese algae eater in here, and I'm not sure if I mentioned that in one of my videos, but I had an Oscar that ate it. And I got some, I'm kind of afraid to put any of my bristle nose in here because, you know, that guy right there, Sonny, I got a feeling he'll eat anything that'll fit in his mouth. Except he doesn't seem to want to eat any of the convict fry. But these guys do. The eye biters. Oh, thanks, Greg. Appreciate that. Oh, you got 2 new peacocks yesterday. What type did you get? Hey there. Ahoy there, matey. Steve's in the house. Hey, Steve, have you seen all the back and forth going on about the water change, no water change debate? It's all a bunch of crap, really. Hey, good morning, Budget Pond Keeper. Welcome. The beginning part of the discussion, I've been watching some of the videos on YouTube, like Father Fish and KG Tropicals and all these other guys. They've been kind of going to war with each other about whether or not to do water changes, which is silly. I mean, anybody that has any experience whatsoever with aquariums knows that every tank is different. Every tank is different, and some tanks need more water change. Some people think that have to be changed no matter what. Others say you don't have to change them at all. Now these tanks here, it's fairly well stocked, and I will do a little bit of a water change on this. The only plants I have in here, I have some hornwort. Then I got a nice thick bed of Java moss in the bottom. There's just been a lot of fighting, Steve, on there. I don't know if you've seen any of it or not. Have a good day at work there, Budget Pond Keeper. Take care. Oh, thank you, Sandy. That's very nice. Yeah, that's how a lot of people do it. They'll do a test, and if it says change the water, they'll change it. I think it gets to a point, though, once you've had your tanks, and you can pretty much tell by looking at them sometimes whether they need it or not. Hey, thanks for hitting that like button, Budget. I appreciate it. If I say good, I leave. Oh, if they say good, I leave. Right. Yep. But I just think it's you know, at first it seems kind of comical, but then again, it's kind of sad though that you got a beautiful hobby like this, and it's not enough to sit back in your chair with a nice cup of coffee and relax and enjoy it. And then people just want to fight about, well, you're doing it wrong because I do it this way, and you're doing it, you know, back and forth. It's just child's play is what it is. When I come down to this fish room, I come down here Oh, that's all right, Dusty. I appreciate it. Thank you. But I come down here in this fish room and I sit down with my fish. I'll feed them. And it's usually late at night like this. Like right now, for instance, here in Michigan, I don't know. I think it's probably going on 2 o'clock in the morning, but I'm a late owl anyway. I'm usually up until, I don't know, I usually hit the bed around 3:30, 4 o'clock. Then I'm up by 10 every morning. But I come down here and I relax, you know. I really sound relaxed right now, don't I? Probably not. I get nervous on here, you know that. I have lots of floating plants that help the ecosystem out. So does anybody have anything to impart on the water change situation, or is it just a bunch of malarkey that they want to argue about? Puff puff, what a life. What Father Fish says is okay. You can't debate with him. His word seems final. Yeah, he's really set in his ways, but he's 82 years old, and he probably feels like he knows it all and has done it all, and maybe he has it for him. Everybody has their own limit and takes the good bits. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm thinking about doing one of those Wallstad tanks or the deep substrate just to say I've done it, you know, and try it. And try to do some more planting and do you know, more of a bioactive aquarium that pretty much takes care of itself. It'd be, you know, it's an interesting project, I gotta admit. It's not the end all or be all in aquarium keeping, because you can do anything you want really with your aquariums. That's very nice, Dusty, and that's exactly right. That's the reason why I even come on here and put myself on the spot, so to speak. You know, I'm always a little on the nervous side, but it's always fun. Anybody who hasn't seen my little boy yet, here he is. It's Klondike. How you doing, son? You good boy? I have him, and he's got his brother upstairs. And there was a third brother from the same litter, and he passed away last year before Christmas. This guy down here is about 20 years old right now, and he's doing really well. His back is nice and smooth, no bumps. He eats good. He's very healthy. And his brother upstairs a little thinner, but he's doing all right. All pure black. I love my black cats. I love all cats, but I particularly like the black ones here. In fact, he's trying to climb on my lap right now, aren't you? You want to come up here, boy? Yeah. Good little son. Daddy loves you. Just admit, it's aquatic war out there. You need a hard hat to work here. Yeah. Not me. I'm just a spectator. Don't feed your fish. Yeah, exactly. Don't change your water. Don't feed your fish. Don't change, don't put a heater in the tank. Ouch. God damn it. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. He just climbed my leg like it was a tree with his sharp nails here. you do that. Yeah, I agree with you, Craig. That's exactly right. I like watching a lot of his stuff and everything, but it doesn't mean that I have to adhere to. It's not the gospel. Everything he says, you know, I get some good ideas like doing that. They call it the Wallstad method tank. With interested in trying to do some. Oh yeah, he is smart. I'm gonna try to do one of those deep substrated tanks and get some aquascaping going. Don't name your fish. No, I have one fish that I have named, and that's the big guy over there. The sunfish. I named him Sunny. I had a big red devil years ago. I named him too. I named him Scraper because you'd always scrape his face along the glass trying to bite me. Craig says, but he's stubborn as a mule, so am I. You know what? That just means that you're passionate about the hobby, and that's nothing wrong with that. I'm the same way. I'm really not all that stubborn. I mean, I'll listen to somebody. If somebody has information that they know more than me, I listen to it. What I don't like is when Sandy says MD Fish Tanks is doing a lot of no-filter tanks. But who can afford all those plants? He must have thousands and thousands of dollars. And he's got that friend over there that he does videos with at that pet shop, and I think he gets a lot of stuff discounted. I'm not sure about that, but I'm sure he's probably making a pretty penny also. He's with his subscriber count and whatnot. I'm sure he's making some money. Yeah. Dusty says, I love how Father Fish's tanks look, but I have my own way, and I'm keeping to do what I want in the tank, but still doing it my way. You're absolutely right. Same with mine. I mean, how many people would keep a tank that looks like this? I mean, it's not much to look at, but all the shrimp in there are doing what I want them to do. A lot of breeding. The Blue Star Endlers are doing great. The Plecos are having their fun time in there, growing out. And when Father Fish goes to heaven, they'll put him in charge of the hamster cage. That'll test him. Well, I guess time will tell on that one, huh? Hopefully it's a long time down the road. We don't want to lose Father Fish. Or anybody for that matter. Yeah, I'm just up late. I thought I'd want to talk a little bit about some of this stuff, and it's awfully nice for you guys to stop in here and keep me company. I mean, I wouldn't still be talking if nobody was here. I'd have wrapped it up, and that'd have been it. Ha! Wait, what? We can make money? I've been YouTube since 2016. Must be doing something wrong, as I've made nothing. Now, you have to have, I'm sure you have well over 4,000 watch hours. You have to have way more than that. And you got over 1,000 subscribers, so you should be getting something. I'm not sure if you have to do something special like the monetization button or something. I'm not sure. I know that I don't know many people who are monetized, but I know my friend, Stubbs Aquatics. He does make a little bit of every month on his, and he has over 1,000 subs. I'm not sure how much money. We don't discuss. I don't never would ask that either. But he says he makes a little bit of money, and maybe enough to keep him in fish food or something. They delete you, Craig. Is that what you're saying here? Oh, I know that, Steve. You're just kidding for the record. Yeah, I figured that. I figured that. And I had close to 1,500 watch hours. Now YouTube says I have 345 or something. Wow. Oh, you delete most of your things, Craig. That's why. I think if you keep it up there, you get your watch hours, and then you'll start getting the check. Oh, that's why. Yeah. That's probably the reason why you're not getting paid from YouTube. But okay. I can't really talk because I had a mossy fish nuke live, only 5 Odessa barbs. My 3 foot long, so I'm still learning. Oh yeah, Steve, I know that you got an experience. Oh, he plays music, so he's copyrighted. I see. That's why. Okay, that makes. I just play what's on here for StreamYard. Since 1976, yep, right about the same time that I started, back in the early Cretaceous, Steve. I got my first tank in 74. Wow. So they give you, if you have a radio in the background, they're playing a song that you can get copyrighted for that then. Well, that's a crock. Yeah, that's really... Was still swimming in 74. Right. Oh. Steve says YouTube's had a contract out on us, and I've been hit too hard. Well, you better watch out, Steve. They're coming after you like that. You got to be careful, Hey, good morning, Dan. How you doing there, mate? Just up here making a fool of myself on this live stream. We were talking about water changes a little while ago and how all the debate going on about doing them or not doing them. It's just a bunch of malarkey. Well, thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. I'm just a guy with some tanks, and I'm up late, a little on the tired side, but not ready to sleep yet. Just showing a few tanks while I'm sitting here with my cat, who's resting peacefully right here on my lap. Hey, little son. Yeah. Legacy is Melvin. Hi, Melvin. Welcome. Wonderful. Sandy, are you in Canada? If you don't mind me asking. Probably is rude to ask. I'm sorry for asking. See, Steve says everyone is the. Let's see. He says hello, Debs. Oh, in Ontario. Okay, I've been to Ontario before. Oh, you're welcome, Legacy. Thank you. I've been to Ontario, I think, 4 times. That's the only time I've ever been to Canada. Well, no, I take that back. Me and Kathy went to Toronto once back in 2014. Good morning, Lovey. How are you? Welcome in. We were just talking a little while ago about the water change debate everybody's been fighting on YouTube about. Pretty much went through all the pros and cons of both ways, and pretty much everybody in this chat is in the opinion that every tank is different, which they are, and we all do it the way we see fit, which I think is the way, without telling somebody else you're doing it wrong, or you're doing it right, or if you don't do it this way, you're making a mistake. Everybody just enjoys their hobby, and that's what it's all about. Oh, I didn't offend anybody. I've been watching the Civil War on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen the battle going on. There's KG Tropicals, who's a big cichlid guy. He has large fish, and he has to do water changes in all of his tanks. And then we got Father Fish, who has more natural planted tanks. I'm the guy that's right in the middle. I got tanks that have some plants. I have to change the water a little bit here every now and again. And but I'm not saying to anybody you're doing anything right or wrong. Everybody does what they want to do, and that's pretty much the way it's supposed to be with this hobby. I mean, we're all supposed to just support each other, not be at each other's throats. Steve says, I had to take a hoplo catfish because it said malachite green must be suitable for them, but here puzzles me. Chemicals in the tank. It doesn't say on the bottle. Hey, good morning. Good morning, Andrew. Welcome, mate. Have you been watching the Civil War on YouTube? Been a lot of debate about it. You know, like I said earlier, on all the forums, people want to start talking about maintenance and maintenance schedules and processes and how to keep their tanks. That is the biggest hotbed for arguments I think I've seen. You see this camera move, it's because my cat's putting his nails in my arm. And it's very painful because I have psoriasis on my forearm here, and it feels like a damn bee sting when he does it. Be a good boy. Be a good boy. That's absolutely right, Lovey. Absolutely right. Now, if these guys are thinking we're going to pick sides, they're barking up the wrong tree with me because, if they want to go there, there's lots of other channels to watch. Oh, I didn't see Steve's question. Let me see. We're back up here. Where's it at? Oh, about the Hoplo CAD? Is that the... I think I've used malachite green before many years ago. I didn't do anything special to take it out of the water. I said it just naturally went out with, the water changes gradually over time. It got diluted down to pretty much nothing over the course of, weeks or months. Really don't know what to... I mean, you could add a filter, like a hang-on back with activated carbon, and that will take the medication out of the water too. But oh, nice. Yeah, I don't know how long it takes either, but I don't really use any activated carbon in my tanks, but I know it will do that. I've done it once before when I used the filter packages that have the pre-filled with the carbon in it, but hey, no problem, Steve. It's been so long since I've done it. I'm lucky I remembered it. Oh, thanks. I got it pretty much in all my tanks. That's J Blue. And I got a gallon of it at Lowe's. And then what I did on some of my stands down here, I also painted the cinder blocks blue as well. And I have some left over. I'm going to try and paint the rest of these there and over there. And then I got this big one here in the middle that I was debating on whether or not to paint this one or not, because as you can see on these cinder blocks, or as Craig calls them, Bessie blocks, I like to have it all smooth on the front. And I placed an order and had it delivered, actually, rather than going and picking it up. And all the blocks they sent me are a bunch of crap. They all have the ridges on both sides. Whereas the other ones would be, you'd have at least one flat side like this. And it looks nicer when it's painted. I'm not going to paint all this. It would look like hell. All these over here, they all have the flat fronts on it. Probably wondering what this mallet's for here. When the fish get out of hand, I take the mallet to them. I'm kidding. Huh. Well, I'm just rambling here now, guys. It's been a day. I know you're talking about Craig's, not mine. I can't read the chat very well. My Tank a little foggy. Yeah, I'm sitting down in my chair right now. I need to get a new one though because the casters on this one are broke, so I have to. It doesn't roll very well. Just keep walking around here a little bit, makes things more interesting. So these are the fish that you want, Dusty. Is that right? I love the snails. What, Klondike? Hmm? Why? You want me to finish up? You ready to go back up? The boss is telling me I got to wrap it up here. Oh, that would be nice. I'd love to have a lazy boy set down here. It'd be so much more comfortable. 1 minute, Klondike. I know this tank is kind of disheveled, but I really love watching it. It's like a little city. All these little bustling shrimp, busy at work. I got this. Yeah, I know, Klondike. Give me a minute. Well, you guys, I'm getting chastised here by the master. Lovey, you have a great day. I'm getting ready to wrap this up here, and oh, nice. Hey, I watched a movie. It was called Knock at the Cabin, and it's on Peacock. And Dave Bautista stars in it. It's about the four horsemen of the apocalypse. What a great movie! It's something else. Well, hey, Vibes, how you doing? I'm going to stick out longer now that you're here. I was getting ready to wrap it up. No, I'm going to stick around for you. I was going to wrap it up, but figure when I get some new people coming in, I'll go ahead and keep on rolling here. Off to work. Okay, Budget. Have a great day now, mate. Just walking around here showing some of my tanks, and we were talking about water changes earlier. Vibes, and I don't know if you've seen any of the videos about like Father Fish and Cajun Tropicals and that or whatnot. Hey, Vibes, let's see here. I have to go on to another. What I'm going to do, Vibes, is being I'm on StreamYard and I got my phone here. I don't have another device down here right now, but I want to make you a moderator in this in the chat. I'll do that when I get back upstairs, okay? Oh, I do too. You know, I got a really great deal on this Dragonstone. Got it in a couple other tanks here too. Let me bring it around this way. I got a big box. Primetime Aquatics had a special on one time, and Lowe's had, it was a 50-pound box of Dragonstone. They also had the cereal stone and some other things, some petrified wood and whatnot. And it was about $50, and it also included free shipping to the house. And so I took advantage of that, and I was able to outfit a few of these aquariums with it. Got another nice piece over here in the cichlid tank. I gifted a nice chunk of rock to a friend who lives in my state. Oh, thank you very much, Andrew. That's very kind of you to say that. I also got a bunch of this. Let me come down here on the floor here. Get near the toy box here. I got a bunch of this flat slate rock too. I got this on eBay. I got a really great deal on that. I think it was like 30 pounds, 40 pounds of it for like $15. And it was free shipping. And then over here in this box is the rest of my Dragonstone that I haven't even taken out of the packaging yet. Got quite a bit of it. Some nice pieces here. It's all wrapped in plastic. Let you inspect that Klondike and tell me what you think. And I got a nice, oh, this is a monster. Hold on one second here. Use my other arm here. Good Lord, this one weighs a ton. Of course, that's a big honking piece right there, I tell you what. I think probably weighs 15 pounds, I bet, by itself. And I got a really nice looking other piece here. And I got all this rock, and I also gave a nice piece away to a friend, and a really great deal on it. And it was free shipping for all that weight, and they brought it right to the porch. But yeah. Got other projects coming up in this fish room. I got more tanks to set up, so I'll be using all this stuff eventually. It's from Lifeguard Aquatics. Dragon Rock. Just got to take it out, rinse it off a little bit. Get all the little bits out of the crevices out and whatnot. And I'm going to put this one away later when I can use both hands. Yeah, here we are. Quite a long ways from one end to the other here. Sitting down here on the floor. I'll show you the air system. Starts up here with the Danner AP60. It's a 90-liter pump. Has a little bit of a hum, not too loud. And then it's got the 3/4 inch PVC. It's got the metal. What? Come here. He's putting his nails in my back. Oh, stop it, Klondike. Quit putting your nails in Daddy's back. Goes all the way down. And then around and back up. And then it, excuse me, Klondike. And it comes all the way around to the end to a, there it is. I have a lot of air I have to bleed off in this because these tanks would just be boiling if I turned it all the way off, and it'd be pumping way too much air. Oh, you got big cats too? Yeah. So Vibes, when are you going to have your next live stream? The basement down here is the same footprint as the entire house. It's about 1,700 square feet altogether down here. I mean, I got stuff spread apart, and I got this. These tanks are back away from the walls. I can walk behind all of these tanks and do maintenance from the back if I need to. Got plenty of room. But if I wanted to put as many... Well, hey there, Coral. Welcome. I'm just down here sitting on the floor watching the fish room here. Just showing off some of this dragon stone that I had gotten about a year ago. Yeah, it's pretty big down here. There's a lot of room. There's my table over there. I got to do some straightening up down here. It's just kind of cluttered a little bit, but not too bad. There's a lot of room. See if I can see you. I'm sitting down here. I should stand up and do it, but there's a lot of room back there. I mean, I could expand a whole lot, but I think right now, with what I have here on this middle rack, and we have other tanks here, I got those 2 empty 20s right there. I can put either 2 10s or another 20 long here, along with the 6 tanks I have upstairs. Pretty sure that keep me busy. I mean, it keeps me busy enough right now. Of course, you can see right here. Of course, we know the reason why I don't do the algae on these glass, because I don't like the fish to bite my arm because it hurts bad enough as it does already from the psoriasis I have. And these fish will bite me, I guarantee you. As soon as my hand hits that water, these red zebras are on me like a bum on a bologna sandwich. I tell you, they really go to town. They're aggressive, but they're beautiful. Look at that Anubias there. It's really doing well. I'm just floating it. And I got a little bit of yellowing up there, but that was there when I got there. It's actually getting better. It's actually coming around. That's doing well. I need to have you come over here, Craig, to America for about a week. Help me out in my fish room. Oh, try to stand up. It's not so easy when you're... Okay. Yeah, but I'll show you down here. It goes back that way. There's a room I could have just as many tanks as I have set up through here. I could have over there. But then I also have, let's see down here. There's a big bump out back there. It's like a half of an octagon. I could put something back there if I wanted to. And then, of course, this is going to be Kathy's area, the teal wall. She wants to have her little studio down here when she does her online courses and whatnot. I am very glad about that too, Coral. That's right. It's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No, they don't, which I'm very, very glad of also. And I have a Nubius over here in with these peacocks. They don't even bite at it. Well, let me show you something. I have a plant legacy over here. It's called mermaid weed. And these are the only stem plants I have actually planted in the substrate. And I planted these about, how long ago has it been, Andrew? Can you remind me when I got that shipment from Mark Shelley? I think it was about 3 weeks ago, maybe a month, maybe longer. Am I coming on the panel this week? Oh, Carl, are you coming on? I couldn't read that, sorry. Saturday Night Vibes. And all these cichlids here, they don't mess with it at all. And they don't mess with this rotella I have up here floating either. And as you can see, the roots are growing down on that, and it's really looking pretty nice. They don't mess with the moss. Now, if I throw hornwort, which is a tougher plant, these guys would be tearing it apart like you wouldn't believe. I just can't understand why some plants, they'll eat. I'll throw duckweed in there. They'll eat that too. In fact, they'll eat anything I put in there right now. You can see here, I'm just putting my hand over the tank here. Maybe I should give them a little feed here. Well, as long as I got them, they're interested. Let's give them a little food here. There we go. Yeah, just a little pinch. Give them a little flavor before I turn the lights out. Yeah, they're not finicky eaters at all, these guys. Beautiful fish that I need to get rid of. I want to keep a few of them, but I just can't keep the breeding setup I have. They just crank out way too many, and I just can't do that. Aquashella, I wish I was able to go. I'd love to go to the Dallas one. I need to save up for that one of these years, Vibes. Maybe next year for the Dallas. Well, don't get a bunch of plants thinking that it won't. I'm just saying this is from what I've experienced with my cichlids. They don't mess with these plants. But that's not to say that you put something like this in with some others that it's really hard to say. I mean, it's like really hard to say what one individual will do to another one. I was on the Fish Fam link, and I will have to take that down, and I'll send you an email, Dusty. Just got to figure out a way how we're going to get these, because these smaller ones here are easy enough to ship, but I want to get rid of those big ones over there. But it's such a pain to ship that many. I mean, it would cost a fortune to ship that many. I mean, I was shipping the medium-sized boxes where I could fit probably 5 at a time in one of those boxes, because I ship them all individual, 1 fish per bag. And yeah, I've had cichlids also that have done that. In fact, I got those red zebras over here. You put hornwort in there and it's gone. I mean, they'll devour it. Yeah, we got to figure out how we're going to do this with these fish. And if you guys want a good algae eater, I tell you what, these black mollies are hard to beat. They'll eat the hair algae. If you have hair algae growing in your plants, these guys will mow it down like troopers here. They'll go in there and they'll clean it right out. And they even do a fairly decent job on the black beard algae, I've noticed. I've only had that not very often, but they'll get down there and they'll munch on that too. I'm trying to make you. Yeah, that's something that would be a little bit difficult fiscally right now. Now, something like that for all the fish, I mean, if we're able to work something out on the shipping together or something, who knows? Well, that's probably the only way I'd be able to manage that, to be quite honest and frank with you. But there are some nice little fish in here. Oh, thanks a lot, Legacy. They're I think about my favorite live bearer. I've had these guys for several years now, and they're a really nice line of them. I mean, you see the tails are just jet black on these. I mean, all the fins. Yes, Dusty, we definitely will. We'll talk on that. Are you on Facebook at all, Dusty? On Messenger? I mean, I can do the email and stuff too, but it's easier for me on Messenger because I do a lot of my, a lot of messaging there. On the Facebook Messenger. Tell Donna to have a nice day, Andrew, from Jeff. Have a good day at work, Donna. Now, while I'm on StreamYard here, I can't see who I've made a moderator. If you're a moderator, could you just let me know? And if anybody would like to be a moderator, let me know. And I will, when I go back upstairs on the other device, once the live chat comes out, I can go on and and do that. It won't let me post emails on Facebook. No. On Facebook, there's that messenger where you say if you see somebody, like if you go on there and look for Jeff Pelham, that's me, and then you can send a message, and it's a private message, so we can have a conversation back and forth that way as well. Oh yeah, you don't have to do it on the stream, but if you're on Facebook, just look up Jeff Pelham, and then send me a message, and then I can contact you from there. But yeah, I've got a lot of cichlids that I'm not sure what all you want, but I got, like I said, of course I'm keeping those guys over there, but I'm going to keep a couple like my Casanova over here. I got my good breeder, there. He's going to stay on, but his whole posse here can go, which I think there's another like a sleeper male right there. He's like a subdominant, and I'm going to keep his son over here, which is like a spitting image of Casanova. He's going to stay, but then again, we have all these other ones that are going to be moving. So you do have Messenger? Because on there I can just jot down my email real quick, easily enough. So I'm not sure if I asked a question earlier. I asked, Vibes, are you still here? We can find out when you're doing your next live stream, because I've set my notifications to all. I just want to make sure that I'm able to be there. Because YouTube has a funny way of unringing the bell, so to speak. Hello, Lee. Okay, I got your friend request. All right, I just answered your friend request, and then I can do that. Oh, he said Saturday. Oh, okay, yeah. I think his is at night around 10 o'clock. Is that right? 10 p.m.? It was last week, I believe. I lose track of all these days, actually. Thank you so much, Sandy, for that. I really appreciate it. Very nice. You know, one thing I don't have in this fish room, I don't have any angelfish. Don't have any angelfish. I've never had an angelfish in, what has it been now, 48 years. I bet this tall tank here might be nice for some angelfish. It's 2 feet from top to bottom here. I'd make a lot of room for them. Huh. Right. But usually if I take the time to subscribe to somebody, I just stay subscribed. I think I've only unsubscribed maybe 1 or 2 people years ago that were a little bit on the irate side, and I just wasn't a good fit. Yeah. Yep. Now I can message you much easier that way and not have to mess around with the email so much. It's really, it's a lot easier to communicate that way. Well, guys, I think I'm going to start wrapping it up here. And here's a little overview of the whole. There's a lot of room here of what I got so far. I got 6 tanks upstairs, up to 55 over there. They all look smaller from this distance, but yeah. Thanks. I appreciate everybody stopping in here and having a little chat and a little walk around and enjoying your company and the hobby and everything. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day, wonderful evening, or wonderful morning, depending on where you are. Thank you, Sandy. Have a great evening, everybody. And we will see you tomorrow. Thanks very much, everyone. Good night.